Hello, boils and ghouls. Slimebeast here. Welcome to The Subject, yet another video series where I ramble for no reason. The Dark Knight, though critically acclaimed, is full of strange plot holes and questionable writing choices. For example, how many Batman movies can you cram a fake death into? Ra's al Ghul, Jim Gordon, and even Bruce himself, all three supposedly die, then return later in each film. But I digress. This video is about the ultimate Dark Knight theory, something so outlandish, yet obvious, that it'll both blow your mind and knock your socks off, and then your brains will land in your socks, or something gross like that. So here we go, and keep in mind that this video is full of spoilers. The Dark Knight is lauded for Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, a chaotic madman who has little to no reason for any of his actions. Playing second fiddle on the villain roster is Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, a district attorney who suffers a terrible accident and goes rogue. While there are plenty of unremarkable performances from various extraneous characters that could have easily been left on the cutting room floor, the Joker stands out as the one character who stole the film and made it thrilling to watch. But what if I told you the Joker was an afterthought? What if I told you that Two-Face was the main villain of The Dark Knight, and that all of his best scenes were unceremoniously stolen from him and given to the Joker, who was added later? Let's ask a few questions about Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. Question 1. In the comics and cartoons, which character is more likely to rob a bank? Joker or Two-Face? That's right, robbery is Two-Face's thing. Also, this explains why the Joker is just standing around in his makeup. Make no mistake, when the Joker removes that mask, he is wearing his makeup, so he had it on in public while no one paid him a second look. This wasn't originally his scene, but Harvey Dent's. Harvey wouldn't have been quite as recognizable as a birthday clown, even though he was running an election. Question 2. In the comics and cartoons, which character is more likely to break up rival gangs in an attempt to control Gotham? Joker or Two-Face? You guessed it, Two-Face is the one who vies for power within Gotham's underground. While Two-Face has a storied history of attacking rivals and plotting the downfall of others, the Joker has never been this sort of character. Question 3. In The Dark Knight, the Joker does whatever he feels like in the moment, almost as if he's leaving things to the flip of a coin. Okay, you get where I'm going with this. Question 4. Which character is more likely to kidnap two separate victims and place them at two locations, while swapping the information about the two? Yep, Two-Face. I mean, two is right there in his name. Right about now you might be saying, "But Slimebeast, that scene is where Two-Face gets half his face burnt off. You make no sense." He could have been injured any number of ways. It's no big deal to rewrite the cause of his scarring. Hell, the Joker is locked up at that point. If it had been Harvey Dent, that would be the perfect time for a disgruntled prisoner to take their face-burning revenge on him. This also would have been a better explanation for Jim Gordon's faked death. Imagine if Gordon was the second victim who was barely saved from an explosion. From that point forward, the world would think he died in the blast. It also would have saved us one of the strangest scenes in Dark Knight, where the police don't recognize an additional unknown man with incredibly obvious scars taking up an extra space in their highly organized and pre-planned routine. I'm just saying. Question 5. Which character is more likely to take two boats and plant a bomb on each? Joker or Two-Face? The boats are even Two-Face themed. One is full of presumably innocent passengers, the other is full of convicted criminals. Good, evil, duality, two things, two, good and evil. Are you on board yet? The boat plot belonged to Two-Face. They gave it to the Joker when he was added later. The Joker even acts surprised when two boatloads of people refuse to blow each other up. This would have been much more meaningful if Harvey Dent was witnessing this. It would have proven that good and evil can exist within one space without having one take over the other. I could go on. The thing about dressing hostages as terrorists and terrorists as hostages, not really a Joker thing, but definitely a Two-Face thing. This would also explain why the Joker isn't funny at all, but yeah. All in all, it seems a lot like Two-Face's plot points were given to the Joker. Maybe it's just that Heath Ledger blew everyone away to the point that they started writing a bigger part for him. Maybe it's not that the Joker was added later on, like when Sam Raimi was forced to shoehorn Venom into Spider-Man 3. Maybe. But unfortunately, there's one more Switchblade shoe that's about to drop. How does Two-Face die in The Dark Knight? He falls from a construction site and drops to his death. Now, how does the Joker almost die in The Dark Knight? He falls from a balcony and almost drops to his death. It seems like they took one scene, a villain falling from a great height and going splat, and then they just copy-pasted it, changing only the outcome. Joker lives, Two-Face dies. By the way, when the Joker infiltrates the hospital and talks to Two-Face, that was totally going to be Harvey's imaginary evil side psyching him up. That's my theory, anyway. I mean, if you're a fan of The Dark Knight, this really should change nothing. Movies get written and rewritten, and, things come out of it that you like, that you don't like. It's all subjective. So I'm not saying that The Dark Knight is a bad film. I'm just saying that this is my theory. That the Joker was added to The Dark Knight later on, and that Two-Face's scenes were all ripped away from him, and he became almost a minor character. I mean, if you remove Two-Face, if you remove Harvey Dent, in total, from The Dark Knight, very little in the story changes, which is sad. I mean, Two-Face has never gotten a really good portrayal on the big screen. Tommy Lee Jones, that never happened. Okay, I'm Slimebeast, and that's the subject!